I know it's not the first time I'm saying this, but the soundtrack of this game is a baller, so good shit. But then again, Japanese video games have the music down, so hey Comet, how are you doing? How is my audio? Looks good to me. Really, 3 angry faces. How have I earned 3 angry faces? What have I done this time? Complimenting Japanese video game producers for their music compositioning talents? Good. Yes, I haven't, but circumstances for this where I believe one Wednesday was completely skipped because of vaccination, getting my magnetism superpowers, and the other week was supposed to be Spiritfarer, but we had to spontaneously reschedule, which made it Hue. That's true, I probably could have finished it sooner. But yeah, I would have finished it sooner, but not really faster. The amount of streams that I would have to invest would probably have still been the same. It's only delayed. Yeah, it's true. But maybe I also got a vacation from it. I got to recharge my bullshit tolerance. So, let's see. I'm currently waiting for my lovely assistant, who, of course, we sit down, I'm ready to click the button, and the phone rings, and it's like, come on. You answer the phone. You are not like, oh no, I have a stream, I don't answer the phone. So, but I guess I have to dive first into it. Oh, or not, or I don't have to. Whoa!
Those last minute phone calls, am I right?
I know, right? But it would be impolite to just click people away for a stream that hasn't even started yet, so...
Yep.
I'm in full approval of answering the phone. But yeah, now with my lovely assistant with me off camera...
Hello!
Hello! Do we get to see a hand? A wave? There! Proof that I'm not just ventriloquizing with a very high-pitched voice with myself and actually sit here all alone.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places.
Anyways, before we get a copyright strike, because Twitch is apparently more brutal than YouTube. Hello and welcome everybody to Gaming in Ties. And welcome back to Phoenix Wright. And this week, Enigma specifically refused to send me a recap because I didn't play in too long. So I have no fucking clue what happened last time. What happened last time?
We had a crazy courtroom debacle.
Yeah, see, crazy courtroom debacle. Very unique to specifically last episode. Never seen before. Or was it actually an investigation episode?
I think we had just started to get into investigation.
See, it absolutely makes complete sense. Now let's see, what does it actually say when we rise from the ashes? Oh yeah, investigation, okay. So, last time on Gaming in Ties, Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright. This is far too many words. Some courtroom shenanigans and the start of an investigation on the second day of trial, I believe, because it's day 3 in the case, but the second day of trial.
Finished the second day of trial.
Exactly. So tune in for the stunning, not yet conclusion.
So now we're into our next phase of investigation.
Yes. And we had the robot who did the winking.
Over and over.
Oh yeah, and we
Dancing, not winking.
whatever. Oh yeah, winking. I meant waving, but anyway. Oh yeah, and we actually did figure out. We solved the crime in the police locker room,
That there was no murder there.
which made our actual defendant again the prime suspect of a
Whoopsies.
murder.
Whoopsies.
Yup. Cheers to that.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright.
Oh yeah, we're actually outside of the courtroom and she is back, so you get to read some lines today. Also,
Hooray.
hey Leap.
I'm sorry for what my sister said. Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to do in order for him to get the verdict he deserved.
Well,
I didn't know. I never knew that the SL9 incident was just another name for the Joe Dark killings.
sounds like everyone's heard about these killings, but me. I mean, you are the least informed, most ignorant, uneducated attorney in this entire game world, so yeah.
You haven't lost a case yet. Thanks to main character powers. Lana wanted Dark convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me.
What do you mean, what happened to you?
It's all there in the file. Joe Dark's last victim was prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence.
But what did you have to do with those killings, Emma?
On the night prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark tried to kill me.
What? He tried to kill you?
Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me.
So that means that actually something happened and there was no forgery? What?
Yes. I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial.
Yes, but so far this sounds a-okay. You were a legitimate witness for a legitimate murder. I didn't see that one coming. Okay, because you're an established idiot. We just had this talk.
Everyone's an idiot in this game. It's okay. It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of the year, too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day. Unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. Then suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office.
Joe Darke.
It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up.
Jake Marshall's brother.
Joe Dark tried to take me hostage, but before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then,
What happened?
I'll never forget it. Lightning struck and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now.
Jesus, the light of the lightning actually burned an image into her retinas? That's
that hole in the ozone layer is pretty bad.
apparently, yeah. And that's probably why she needs those goggles. They kind of filter out so that she stops seeing this weird shape of a murder. A permanent picture? I was joking. Game, I was joking. I'm not assuming that it's literally burned into her retinas.
I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall.
So you weren't able to testify about that?
No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why she made up the crime.
Made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence?
The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly.
I mean, dude comes in with knife, attacks other dude. There is witness of attack. Afterwards, one dude dead with knife, other dude gun, witness still there, so...
Because that's so straightforward, like in the last trial we had. Two guys in a boat, one of them ends up murdered.
So, really, so Marshall did not get murdered by Darker? Was Darker a fall guy?
I'm just saying, this game is never as simple as it first presents itself to be. Lana forged the evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it.
Edgeworth?
That was arranged. Yes, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known he was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started.
An actual murder?
Actual murder?
Fucking dog. I am fucking dog.
The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean, it's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened.
So it's true. Even so, he may not have known it. Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence.
After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold like she is today.
She must not have been able to face up to what she did, especially not to Emma. Permanent picture. What did you see in the instant the crime occurred?
Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife.
Yeah, that looks pretty. Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. But I mean, like, yeah, if this is the last image we have, and the next image is the guy being stabbed on the floor, like stabbed, not stepped.
I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently I passed out. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms.
Poor Emma, you've been through so much.
I couldn't bring myself to testify about that instant. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good.
2 years ago, you must have been 14. That's understandable, and you haven't aged a single bit since then.
She was Leeds' age. Well, although apparently not for much longer. According to Leib, she's gonna be 15 soon.
Oh my!
Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grew up, I'd become a scientific investigator. I want to be able to fight crime with my testimonies and find the evidence to make an airtight case. That way, Lana would never have to forge any.
I see. I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. But there's still something that bothers me about that crime. Something puzzling. There's something that's puzzling me, Emma.
What is it?
You said you were in Lana's office at the time, right?
That's right.
Why then would a serial killer come running in there? I mean, murdering maybe the prosecutor who was coming after him? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor?
Oh, there's no mystery there. Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day.
Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police?
Usually. Of course, this happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office. Whoops.
But why did he run all the way over to your sister's office?
Because the detective offices and the questioning room are right across from the elevator.
Across from the elevator? But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she?
No, silly. Didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. She was the best in the entire force.
What? That's news to me. Like anything that gets told to me.
After the Joe Dirt case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor.
Lana used to be a detective? I'd better have another talk with her. Well, I guess that was the clue that we needed. Let's move to the detention center and have a talk with our former detective, Lana Lovegood.
I don't think that was her last name.
Lana Sky.
There you go. Lana! Mr. Wright, it seems I keep causing you trouble.
Falsifying evidence. I didn't think you were the type.
Criminals don't mind playing foul. Why should we? But Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risks.
Lana. Emma told me about you.
Oh?
About how you were a detective 2 years ago. This must be public record.
Probably.
This is like Phoenix must literally be the last person in the entire justice system learning this revelation.
The audience proxy.
I thought we had the annoying know-nothing sidekick as the audience surrogate.
They're both that. They both know different things.
You mean they both don't know different things so they can be
Also
explained?
that.
And how the SL9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office.
That's right.
I'm not sure why Phoenix talks so dramatic today, but apparently it's a thing now. Would you fill me in on the details? Especially about that unusual change of job. Is it really that unusual? I mean, then again, wait, wasn't it Brooklyn Nine-Nine logic that a cop and a defense attorney are basically like the most opposite people there are?
Apparently,
Because they
according to
hate
that.
each other, because they try to sabotage each other's work.
Yep. How dare the defense attorneys make the police do their jobs?
But then again, she's not a defense attorney, she is a
Prosecutor.
so she's actually on the side of the police because...
Yes, that's why the police and the prosecutor's office work together.
This-
Whereas you're a defense attorney and you're constantly butting heads with the police, not letting you investigate stuff.
So why is this such an unusual change of jobs then?
One requires a law degree, and the other less so.
That's one way to put it.
But depending on what country you're in.
Yeah.
I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright.
Okay, we move. Oh wait,
If
this
you don't
was...
feel like continuing the story and you just want to muddle about for 2
Oh,
hours,
absolutely, that sounds great.
I'm sure the audience will love it.
Today's trial. A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today, not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago.
Evidence from that case was stolen as well, though I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? I believed in you, Lana. I believed that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth.
Wait a second. I know I'm like an entire scene late, but wasn't it earlier like Emma became obsessed with forensic science because she wanted to avoid that Lana ever has to forge evidence again. But she only found out that Lana forged evidence earlier that day.
Yeah, she wants to help make cases smoother in general, I think. Not necessarily avoid her having to do forged evidence again.
I will just drink and let you continue reading.
It couldn't be helped, Emma. Jeez, you're finishing that so quickly! At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul.
Well, all drama aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:50 you don't have to keep it up catching up with me.
Yes, I do.
I have a German stomach. I can process alcohol faster.
Well, how am I ever gonna adapt?
You don't have to.
Why not? I live here now.
I'm also have more mass than you. I can
Well,
process.
then maybe you shouldn't drink it so fast so I don't feel tempted to keep up. I'm not on camera.
By the way, I need more alcohol. Rage juice. Rage juice. This is just ginger ale with a little bit of lime in it. I guess we both need more. Wait, this is dialogue between twice
Yep.
you. That is inconvenient.
Yep.
Well, I guess we have to get to it. 15. There was no murder at the police department.
Tell me it's not true, Lana. What the witness, Miss Starr, said about you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife?
I mean, she confessed from the very beginning, so...
Lana, I don't understand. Why won't you tell us? Emma, it doesn't involve just me.
I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so faced before.
I don't know about that, Wolfhead.
Yeah, I
wouldn't
have
say
my
that.
doubts too. I mean, a little bit out of training, but
I was already a featherweight, so I've
yeah.
gotten a little better.
And I'm having some kind of hyper metabolism who literally can process shit super fast. Okay, Detective Lana Skype. And I want to see a P, an extra P in there. Skype. Lana Skype. Doom 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 doom. I wanna see if I can get a copyright strike for imitating the Skype ringtone.
I think you were dropping one or two notes, so I don't think you will.
Ah, damn it. My lack of musical talent once again foils my plans of evil. Happens more frequent than you think.
It's true. I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing!
Oh, Emma came very fast over her low about just hearing that her sister is a fraud.
But 2 years ago, she was amazing! They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together.
Chief Gant?
He was the deputy chief of police back then, but he still worked the crime scene.
Jesus. 2 years! In those 2 years, a lot of shit happened.
Damon Gant. He was everything I aspired to be. They were the best team ever! They solved crimes before the reports could even be filed!
Emma really idolizes her big sister. No, really? 3 days into this entire case, and you only now catch up to that? But now you're a chief prosecutor. What happened?
I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was to gain experience investigating crime scenes, so you could use that experience in court, right?
See, it's not that unusual of a
Well, then she
career
must have gone
change.
law school too. I don't know.
This is
In the U.S., you just need to do police academy.
yeah, but I mean it's a very common practice in many professions to first go to the more grounded version of the job, the more hands-on version, before you then go into the more academic branch.
Yeah, like civil court.
Maybe, for example, I don't know enough about the court system for this example,
I'm not
but
sure if there are prosecutors in civil court.
but this is like
Not in the U.S. anyways.
so basic. Why? Because Phoenix is surprised by it, because he's a moron.
Gant's help in the SL9 case was crucial to its resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office.
I'm smelling some Count of Monte Cristo shenanigans here, where the misery of a single individual makes everybody around him who abused him go down super successful paths. I wonder what your rage shoes made of. Some idea. The clowns are gonna be. Well, if you look up
Let's just
a
say
horde,
it's based on a
Look for
a hybrid of a donkey
exactly,
and
a horse
from a Russian city.
Exactly, from the Russian capital. Anyways, maybe I should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago. But you don't have the option. Oh no, you actually can. It's just the same new prompt from the first.
Yep.
Barbity boobity bar.
2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Dark.
Second in command? That means the investigation lead was... But lead is actually spelled the same way, isn't it?
It's one of those ones where you wouldn't know the pronunciation without seeing the full context first.
Okay. It was Demon Gant, right?
Yes. Deputy Chief Gant and I shared the same office and the same investigations.
Oh my, and now we know how little Emma got made. Oh wait, they're sisters.
Yeah. She was already around.
Or what? 2 years ago. I mean, she could...
I think they're close enough in age that it wouldn't work.
Well, anyways, they even had the same office. Oh, see, even Phoenix's mind is dirty.
We led a team of the best detectives on the force.
You mean this gang of cosplayers?
Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall, and Angel Starr.
Yeah, the cosplayers. Where are the actual serious competent detectives?
Who in this game isn't a cosplayer, honestly?
I mean, we haven't seen any other judges, so maybe he is actually wearing official judges' robes. The parrot was an actual parrot as far as we know.
Fine, which human isn't a cosplayer? And how do we know it wasn't a parakeet cosplaying a parrot?
I see. How the fuck am I supposed to get vodka for the mule?
Hey, you asked what was in it. We didn't say that you'd be able to make it. You can still.
How did I got my alcohol when I was a minor? And
okay, let's not corrupt the youth on stream right now. Let's keep going here. We don't want it on such a record.
Fair.
It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho.
Oh my. Isn't it his baby brother?
Without a doubt, Joe Dark was the serial killer.
Okay.
We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when his final murder took place.
When he tried to murder Emma.
Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Dark. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me.
Well, you tell us. Now you tell us. First one at the scene. I'm very glad that we interrupted this conversation to have this button prompt.
Damon Gant and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. The investigation was in its final stages, and Dark must have suddenly panicked. So he waited until Gant and Marshall let their guards down and fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Deputy Chief Gant and myself. That's where he found me.
So, you were the first person to run to the scene, Lana.
It appears so. I was filing some papers while Gant and Marshall were questioning Dark. When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. Yes? Yes?
From the picture that we had before, it doesn't make sense that Marshall is on top of Darke. Darke has no reason to be knocked out. How did the knife get into the bag? So Gant was a serial killer the entire time and Darke was a decoy?
That doesn't seem like the law.
So we definitely had a serial killer on the loose, right? Because there were multiple murders.
They were investigating it.
Yes. So there was a serial killer.
Yeah, and then he tried to kill Lana, and they ended up killing Neil Marshall instead.
Yeah, but what I mean is, so
See,
there
there's
was,
Neil Marshall
there
dead with a knife
definitely
that we saw
was,
him about to stab him with.
so there definitely was a serial killer.
Yeah.
That is established. So, but if, I mean, either Darke was not the serial killer and this last, no, either Darke was the serial killer and and only this last murder did not go on his account, because they were lacking evidence, and so Gant murdered Marshall in order to create one bulletproof murder case so they can finally get to Darke. Or Darke was innocent the entire time, which then means there still was a serial killer. And unless we want to have a serial killer running loose for 2 years without catching him now either, it has to be Gant. So Gant was a serial killer, or Darke was a serial killer and just this last murder was faked. Not faked, I mean, yeah. I need refill!
But I still have lines.
3 bodies? Yes, one of them is Emma, who passed out. Pay attention, you moron. Prosecutor Marshall, okay, we actually didn't know that Darke was sandwiching under Marshall. Emma, who had passed out.
And the suspect, Joe Dark. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark had incurred a minor concussion and lay unconscious.
What did you do?
To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just held her.
Can't blame her. After all, her sister must have gone through.
After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest.
Let me get this straight. You were all involved in this.
Just making it absolutely clear. Just establishing it. Yes, he's realized this. Yes, it's obvious, but someone had to actually flat out say it. You sure you want more juice? You're just gonna hurt yourself. That's right. Quite a coincidence,
No, all the events happened this way because you were all in.
Wolfhead seems to be picking up what you're putting down.
I don't buy it.
What are you saying?
There is no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident. Just by chance. No, because it obviously evolves around it.
But that case was solved 2 years ago.
At least one person went to the extreme because they didn't believe it was truly solved.
Officer Marshall. Yes, his actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely.
You mean he started cosplaying as a Oh wait,
He
no,
was
he already
already
did
cosplaying.
this! He was a mental case before, so what exactly
Hey,
changed?
Just because someone cosplays doesn't make them a mental case.
Cosplaying as not just cosplaying, but also being in character as a tough and wild west cowboy, drinking on the job and everything, while also neglecting his job is
And
not.
how many weebs like to throw in anime terms into their everyday language despite not being Japanese? Doesn't mean they.
That's
they're
A, I'm not sure how many of them do this in a professional work setup, and B, just a few adjustments to your language is still a little bit more than
You should look
entire.
up the rabbit-eared lawyer trope sometime.
Maybe I should.
Ever since the brother died, it's changed completely.
A, we have no idea what vodka you are talking about, and B, no, please not. Or a hug. Help, help, Help! It's affection, it's niceness. I can't compute that. Also, I still need a haircut. Jesus, I'm fully vaccinated now. I should not still look like a lockdown hobo.
It's gonna happen. I guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Dark. Life doesn't end with the closing of a case.
Except when it's a murder case.
If they get, capital punishment.
Also
Everyone
that.
has to live the rest of their lives with their memories.
That case just might not be over yet. Why the quotes? Why the quotes? It's the case.
Translation thing, probably.
Maybe. Emma was assaulted by Darker at the police department, right?
Yes, in the office that Damon Gant and I shared. The office that Mr. Gant now occupies by himself. The chief's office. Cusco's poison.
The poison for Cusco. Maybe we should have a look at the chief's office. The site of the final SL9 murder. Oh yeah, sure, why not? Well, this was another hint where we have to go now.
Alright, I'll go get refills now.
This office would be in the Criminal Affairs Department, right?
Probably.
February 24th, Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department. I don't see Detective Gunshoe anywhere. Things keep kind of quiet here around here today. You're right. Chief of Detectives seems to the same though. The Chief of Detectives seems the same. Why don't?
Heard a static background or something.
Yeah, something like this. Why don't we go look for some other people to talk to? Right. We can come back here later. Move! Wait, now I can go to the... From here I can go to the police department entrance. Okay. Oh my god. Howdy, Bambino. Oh, Miss Marshall. I never saw things turn out the way when I woke up this morning. Que sera. You never know where life will lead you, eh, Bambino? I should have known my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning. Billy? Must be his pet cactus. Say, where are you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but you can't go in the evidence room today, partner. Mr. Marshall, why did he do it? Why do prospectors head west? If ever there was a case I needed to know the truth about, it was that one. The one where my little baby brother died in a very unnatural way, and it was kind of like intimate, lying on top of another man, being all penetrated and stuff, by a knife, I mean. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Looks like I won't be getting a steak lunch today. We can talk to him. Excellent. Darker trial. Something was fishy about that right from the beginning. Wasn't just me either. All the detectives thought so. What do you mean, fishy? Some of the fakes reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. The murder weapon? You mean the switchblade knife with the broken tip? It was Joe Dark's, alright. But in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised. No, we can take over again. Oh wait, did I miss something funny? Also, hello Control Chaos.
A question?
The blade of the knife was not a perfect match with the wound the victim sustained. Okay, so Gant is a serial killer who has just laid low for the last 2 years.
Why do you think Gant's a serial killer?
Because there were multiple murders, there was a serial killing happening 2 years ago.
So you assume that he was responsible for all of them?
That's the question, because if not, who was? So, was Dark... I mean, he is now pointing out that even previous cases apparently didn't match.
No, he's talking about the case where they finally prosecuted him. He's talking about his brother.
Oh, okay, just in case of the brother.
Yeah.
The blade of the knife was not a perfect match with the wound. The knife still stuck in the back.
What if I told you there is an explanation for that?
Because there were 2 stab wounds, one in the front and one in the back, and the one in the front or on the arm or
No,
whatever.
that would be silly.
An explanation for what? For the knife wound stuck in the back?
Inconsistency.
Okay, yeah, I mean, assume there is.
Yeah.
But what does it mean? It means there is a good chance that knife was not the murder weapon. So he got murdered and then the knife got taken out and put back in. A different one.
Could be.
Oh! However, in the report that was finally submitted, the possibility has been erased. Could the fact have been concealed with forged evidence? That case left behind scars on all of us.
The scars that the SL9 incident left behind.
Prosecutor Marshall. I got looks, but he got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around. I had just made detective when it went down. It was our first case together. Wait,
Oh.
who is the older one? No, I need to check again.
I think Neil was the older one.
Oh, yeah, but he has such a baby face.
Well, it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, but nobody else changed in those 2 years. 33?
Well, you know, the murder of your brother changes you, so you can become more babyface.
Apparently.
Less babyface.
Yeah, apparently he was a little bit of a Benjamin Button. He doesn't even have an age anymore. He's just deceased. Where other people have an age. Same for Joe Darke. Serial killer responsible for the SL9 incident 2 years. So the incident is just the final murder?
Apparently.
And,
Last case.
yeah, and all the previous murders that are also his are separate cases?
In a series of the case, yeah. The SL9 incident specifically
Oh my.
was a specific incident.
Many irons in the fire, you say. Chaos. Oh, funny.
How old was he, your brother?
That's what I just tried to find out. Thanks for asking, Emma. Your very first
27 at the time.
constructive contribution to this story.
How old did you say Marshall was when you looked him up?
33, so 2 years ago, Marshall was 31. So
Yeah, so he was the older brother.
Yep,
Okay.
yep. And his baby brother finished potentially... No, he just made detective, so he was probably on the force a lot longer. I have no idea how long it
Yeah.
usually takes to become detective.
Fine now.
But it's your job to know all those weird facts about a fictional universe.
Why would I know about police forces?
This is Phoenix Wright reality. It has nothing to do with
Exactly.
real... Exactly, that's why
So why would I know anything about... I don't know anything about how real life police force works, so why would I know anything about how Phoenix Wright police force works?
Because you don't
I
give
mean-
a fuck about the real life police forces, but you care a lot about the video game
but
series.
like in this video game, you can become a prosecutor before you're 18 if you study overseas in Germany, quote unquote,
Yeah,
like Edgeworth did,
yeah.
like another character does, as we'll see in another game.
Oh my. He was awarded the highest honors that very day. Oh yeah, the one name which was different on the trophy.
Yeah.
The highest honor? You mean the King of Persecutors? I knew it. You have this thing as a 3D model in your possession with all the names of people who received it. Add a little placard.
He has to know everything about it.
There are literally only 3 names on this entire thing.
It's not like it's the Stanley Cup or something.
One of them is the fucking guy. He got he got tried for murder in the last case. What's his face? The Dracula.
Joe Dark? Joe Dark?
No, the Dracula impersonator.
Oh, Von Karma.
Yes, Von Karma. Then Edgeworth as the most recent one, and between the last 2 Von Karmas, it was fucking Neil Marshall. It's Phoenix. God damn it. What are you looking at like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor. Did you ever think about using a stress toy? Wait. Do I have anything stress toy like? Oh yeah, that's a perfect stress toy.
Not Butters.
Mr. Marshall must have really been close to his brother.
The day the SL9 incident took place, that wasn't the same day as...
That's right. It was the day of the evidence transfer.
Denim.
Wait, which evidence transfer? This year?
They
or
do it every year.
Yes, they do it every year, but we are talking about this year's evidence the evidence transfer 2 years ago.
Yes.
Okay.
It was the same day that the murder took place.
I agree with Phoenix. Interesting.
That's quite a coincidence. But I'm sure it's just a coincidence.
So it's all about another case that happened 2 years before, 2 years ago? Oh boy! Too bad that this isn't a system where cases are canonically only concluded after 21 years. Wait, was it 21? 12? Whatever. The Christmas
I think it was
case.
12.
12, yeah. Seems more. Given Edgeworth's age, it can't be.
Not that old.
Yeah. It was drizzling that morning, and by nightfall there was thunder. I can't believe 2 years have gone by already. I tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently someone tried to stop you. Oh, right, because he was dressed up as Goodman, right? Detective Goodman was murdered, and the evidence locker was empty. Scars! There was something about going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that the later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. Miss Starr was fired and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? If they did something to him too, the commissioners would get suspicious. No, they were careful enough not to be too obvious. They?
Who are you talking about?
Down here, don't get upset, Bambina. I mean Damon Gond and Lana Sky.
Legas.
Gond and Sky? More like Guy or
smell a sitcom.
Skunt. Both of those ship names sound horrible. Maybe we should stop shipping them. And with me, I mean mostly you.
Sure, I'm shipping them so hard.
I knew it. Look at her. I mean, you can't see her, but look at her. Shipping trash right there.
I mean, I do have shipping goggles, but they don't see through this. They don't see anything with this one. Not that strong.
The investigation leads Damon Gond and his second-in-command, Lana Sky. There wasn't a person on that force who hadn't heard of that duo. That case was the biggest step in both their careers. After the case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Yeah, Damon Gond, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. She's never been the same since she left. Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor's girl was totally different when she was a detective. Now that he mentions it, Emma said something like that too.
Huh. Tell me, what happened to my sister?
Sorry about me, her, but her secret is too well guarded. I never found out. Lana's secret? It all started 2 years ago. So, there you have it. It's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner? It was certainly enlightening. There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Itrus isn't my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict. But someone else was the one who gave him the evidence and planned everything. That someone is Damon Gaunt. Don't believe me? Well, I won't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today.
Gaunt? How could we think he did anything?
What? No, nobody saw that coming since his first appearance. Nobody at all. Too bad I won't be around to work with you. When you become a real scientific investigator. Adios, Bambino. Yeah, I just moved. I'm getting tired of. Wait, what? Where is his fucking office? Well, I guess I go to the underground. Or I guess I can turn to the criminal affairs. Maybe now somebody is here.
Maybe.
Oh, we actually get a timestamp.
Ooh. Something's changed.
This place is always pretty empty, but today it's deserted.
That must mean everyone's busy solving crimes.
All others all in the conference room. Thanks. He actually talked to us. There's the chief prosecutor. Oh wait, this is more or less the voice I had for
Beacons?
Meekins, yeah. He also looks kind of a. He's maybe more of a sinister, with the chief prosecutor saying that she did and what she did, and the decision about what to do about Mr. Edwards, not to mention our statement to the media and tomorrow's trial. There's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together. Okay, I hope I don't have to voice this character ever again. I think festive is the word usually used for those. Oh no, she keeps talking to him.
Sir, we'd like to have a look around Chief Gant's office.
Just use the connection hallway to the other building and take an elevator to the top floor.
Really? You mean it's okay for us to go in there? I mean, we aren't police officers or anything.
Hey, you're right. You can't go in there. It's off limits.
Oops.
Now I see where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's head to the chief's office. She's a plucky young kid. You can't tell her. No?
Yeah, but maybe don't say this out loud in front of the chief.
Shh. Her sister's the chief.
Oh,
prosecutor.
Jesus,
What's the worst that could
motherfucking
happen?
Christ. Also, what do we have here? So it's just 3 of them. Oh wait, I can probably zoom in once I inspect the room.
Yeah, I would say so. Someone playing the organs right now?
Whoa! Where am I?
In the chief's office, silly. At least that's what it said on the door.
Check out the pipe organ. That's real, isn't it?
Hey, I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten. They used to call me Little Miss Bach.
I thought it was a...
I thought I was a genius until they tried teaching me
wasn't me.
math or something.
Yeah.
I never could remember where C was.
Huh? What was his voice? I
Oh,
believe
too
I
heavy.
talked a little bit. Ah, it's You too, Chief Gant. He put the paper he was reading in his desk. Ah, so, Righto. Have you been swimming lately? This is his catchphrase, isn't it?
I think you said something like that, yeah.
No, I haven't. I've been kind of busy lately. I can appreciate that. I have had my hands full too with Mr. Marshall's misconduct and Lana's provocative statement. Provocative statement?
Provocative.
Provocative. Oh, you mean about the forged evidence? 2 years have passed since that incident. My, how time flies. See that big picture on the wall over there? Oh, yeah, we get to see it close up. That's a picture of Lana, Neil, and me. So, this is Mr. Marshall's brother.
Yep,
If
yawny
even-
voice for you.
It wasn't even. I have yawnier voices. Why does this voice make me yawn? Prosecutor Neil Marshall. We took it to commemorate our work together. Oh, something's not right with this picture. Okay, let's see. Everybody looks the same. There's the trophy. Is the trophy already broken or was it already that state? He looks pretty happy and cocky.
I mean, you could always check your own evidence thing.
Probably. I can't quite seem to put my finger on it though. Okay, let's find out. Oh yeah, there is a oh, there's a motherfucking sword that belongs to the trophy. Huh, definitely not the murder weapon. This blunt piece of a trophy and
There's something else in this picture we've seen before. but you
oh
probably don't-
yeah, the broken vase. Probably
I
the
didn't remember it.
probably the vase that was used to give Darkey a concussion. I can't quite seem to put my finger on it though. Photo at the award ceremony of Gan, Lana, and Neil. And it seems to be in this very office because there's already some kind of medieval suit of armor right next to them. Picture to the evidence locker. Yep, there's a suit of armor on the right. But this raises questions, so... Oh. So I would take it that this entire decoration of the room, including the pipe organ, including the suit of armor and everything, is Gon's doing. But 2 years ago, he was still sharing the office with Lana, so I would assume that he could not gone... maybe he didn't have the organ back then, but already the statue. Not the statue, the armor. Whatever. Whatever. Anyway, I'd like to reminisce all the... I'd like to reminisce all... Reminisce? Reminisce. Okay, I was not sure if I pronounced it correctly. All day, but there are matters that need my attention. I am going to lock up here, so let's go out together.
Oh, but this office, it was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it?
That case was long since been over. There's no need to investigate it anymore.
Nope, definitely not.
Oh, the same. We'd still like to have a look around. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore. Now hurry up and get out. I have a meeting to attend.
He's such a nice fellow, isn't he?
He is.
So reasonable and you know, yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like we aren't welcome.
It seems that case isn't over with yet, after all. It seems that case isn't over with yet, after all.
After all.
After all.
What do you mean?
Chief Gant denied our request to search the crime scene. That means there must be a reason he doesn't want us looking around in there.
You mean like a clue?
Or maybe he is simply a very high-ranking police officer who doesn't want to have anybody unattended go through his office, which has a lot of crucial and now what's it called, information, classified information lying around.
Confidential.
Or confidential, yeah, that's another one, yeah.
Who did the murmur?
The murmur? Murmur?
Well, it's a Netro
Oh
song.
yeah, murmur.
And you're an awesome beam too, Netro.
Oh yeah. There's got to be a way we can get inside the chief's office. It's called breaking and entering.
Not necessarily.
Can I go back in there? Just try to get right back in. Oh, I got this. Time is playing again, so actually something changed. No. Hello, pal. Detective Gumshoe, aren't you supposed to be in a meeting? I'm just taking a breather. My feet hurt.
From sitting so long?
Actually, from serving everyone coffee. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe is still out of the loop. Say, have either of you seen Mr. Edgeworth? Edgeworth? No. Why do you ask? He's under fire from both police department and prosecutor's office. It's almost like the battles between you two in court. That sounds serious.
Is it because of what my sister said?
That's basically what it all boils down to. That falsified evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edgeworth has been the whole world after his blood.
Yikes.
Well, let's talk to that guy now. Edgeworth's crisis. But why would Edgeworth be blamed? It wasn't. It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. Lana Skye is the guilty party here, isn't she? You are talking about your own defendant as the guilty party, Phoenix.
Look, he's just gotta find the truth. That's the most important thing.
Is it though? What if Lana is actually guilty of murdering Goodman?
He trusts his client. That's the word.
You know, all those actual murderers previously also have claimed not to be murderers or to be innocent.
But,
So...
yeah, but they weren't his client.
Ellipses! Regardless of a prosecutor is responsible for the evidence presented in court. Not only that, but as you know, there have been a lot of rumors going around about Mr. Edgeworth. His amazing talent as a prosecutor kept him safe from those who don't like him. But now with this,
Are there really so many people who hate him?
in our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth now, Edgeworth not only has that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I would know for making enemies.
Yay, my favorite recipe. Hey Dick, keep up the good work.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's go out for lunch again sometime. My treat.
Yes, sir.
You gotta take me back to that joint sometime, okay, Dick?
Yes, sir. It seems you don't have any problems with enemies. You don't have any problems with enemies. Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. Under all the pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth just might crack. SL9 incident. Actually, I got a look at the file earlier while the coffee was brewing. He seems generally concerned for Edgeworth. He has a man crush on him. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, did you find out anything? The only evidence Darker left behind was during his final attack. His final attack? You mean... when he killed Prosecutor Marshall, he was trying to protect the girl.
Me.
It seems Detective Gumshoe never realized Emma was the girl.
Whoops.
I mean, Not to mention, so yeah, it was the only case where they had evidence. So yeah, they were forced to let him go because they didn't have anything against him. That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all.
Well, what was it?
Oh, let's see. I think it had something to do with the murder weapon. Oh, I forgot. Look, it's all written somewhere in here, okay? His powers of recollection never fail to impress.
Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. No, it might jog his memory.
Okay, hint, hint, dot, dot. But so probably a present between the after we're done with dialogues. Joe Dark Hair was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just your run-of-the-mill businessman. Businessman? What made him take to serial killing? One day on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car.
With his car? So it was an accident?
An accident, yeah, but it transformed him into an animal.
An animal?
He killed a man that witnessed the accident. Then he killed a lady, well, kind of talking to them, so killed him too. Then he went to burning birdies. The Joker came upon the scene and killed as well. And finally, he turned himself in. Really? Wait.
Technically, that's being a serial killer. He killed multiple people.
Yeah, but... So he first ran over a person, which apparently got classified as an accident.
Yeah.
Then he murdered 3 other people without leaving any evidence. Then he turns himself in, which is still apparently not enough.
We don't know all the circumstances. Maybe he has a very common car.
So Gant did all of this and then blamed a random businessman he found on the street?
I don't know.
I mean, it makes sense that Gant probably didn't, if he accidentally ran somebody over and killed every witness, that he didn't want to have this on his record, so he killed every witness and then he looked for somebody to, because he was a career guy. Seems he was a pretty careless animal. Of course, this is all conjecture. I thought there wasn't a single shred. I ran over a person, murdered 3 others in the street who witnessed it. How can they even be glad?
He killed all the witnesses, so no one can be sure that he even did it.
Yeah.
Dead men tell no tales.
So he turned himself in. Yeah, but in the middle of the questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim. Prosecutor Marshall. That crime was witnessed by someone too, but luckily Dark Hair was arrested on the spot. It's a good thing that last witness wasn't killed. That last witness. AKA Emma. Okay, I guess the game wants to me to wait. I need to
show him the
go
knife.
out, go to present, go to wait, the murder weapon.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I can. Found in Mr. Edgeworth's car, stabbed with Mr. Edgeworth's knife. What would drive Chief Prosecutor Sky to do such a thing?
Wrong knife.
No.
Oh, that's the knife.
But wait, I didn't mean sure, of course, someone else did it. Someone who must have a grudge against Mr. Edwards. So this knife.
That
About this. Hey, is that? It has a tag attached to it with a label SL9 incident on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of. What are you doing with that? So once again, the slightly ambiguous treatment of the court record. Does Phoenix actually carry all that shit around, or does he only have hype?
Don't think about it too hard.
Yeah, I'm afraid what happens to my brain if I try. Ever since the case was closed, that knife has been locked away in the locker. And apparently I still have it. Carry it around with me? Because why not?
That's because you found it in the car muffler.
It's a bloody knife who has a tag of being a registered evidence, and I keep carrying it around for...
It's related to your case.
I'm carrying around for days.
Yeah.
On my person.
It's only been like 2 days.
Yes. A murder weapon.
Only like 1 day since you found it.
Blood on it.
Yeah. Blood dries.
Oh, okay. Enigma is now really going out for blood. He called Phoenix Wright a children's game.
I wouldn't say children, but it's definitely not aimed necessarily at adults.
No, it's not, but I mean it has like blood, it has basically murder in every single
Japanese
scene.
children.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I mean, American children are not even allowed to be exposed to the word kill.
But think about the children. They can't handle difficult concepts like death.
Exactly. Let's use words like eliminated or terminated or...
My personal favorite, gone.
Oh yeah, gone. Yeah. But yeah, don't confront children with mortality. Ever since this case was closed, the knife has... Anyway.
On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, the suddenly disappeared from the locker and was found in Mr. Edwards' car muffler.
That's it. Now I remember what an incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me.
See, we've offended Glitchy's sensibilities by mentioning killing.
Yep.
Hi, Glitchy.
Hello. How are you doing? What are you?
Oh, right, my line. Well, what is it, Detective? Quick, before you forget again.
Wait, oh, no, okay, now I need to go back and keep talking, I guess.
Yep.
Murder weapon. This knife, it's Joe Darkus, wasn't it? That's right. We traced it back to the store he bought it at. Plus, it had his fingerprints on it, too.
But no one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right?
That fears the lock ran out. When you take a good look at the knife, you'll see it broken. Yes.
You don't have to take a good look to notice that.
Oh no, and I just realized why.
Well, the American peeps here: murder, kill, beheading, sex, homosexuality, fuck, also penis. Yep.
That's my
Pretty
German
much.
girl. High five, leap. Can I? Okay, check it again. Yep, because it's a broken sword. So the murder weapon needed to be broken too to leave at least a somehow convincing shape in the bag of Neil. Don't have to take a good look, no man.
I already said the line.
Hey, well, anyway. Take a guess where it broke. Guess where it broke off tip of the knife was found. Broken off tip of the knife was found. That's what did him in.
Where was it?
The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it inside his own body.
Ba-da!
Ba-da! It was found deep inside the stab wound. Did it match Dark's knife? You bet. Down to the last fiber.
That's pretty conclusive.
Neil's officer report editor stabbed in the bag, died from punctured heart and lung. A knife tip was in the wound. Oh, updated. The broken knife was found in the victim's body, belonged to the murderer, Joe Darke. Well, there There you have it in a nutshell. That's all I know. Can I ask you one more thing? What is it? If it's money you need, you should ask Chief Gant. It's not money, but it does concern the chief. His office is a crime scene, right? It's where prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered.
The chief's out now and his office is locked. But we'd like to have a look around if that's okay.
Well, and a detective ID card can unlock the door.
What? Really?
I'm not sure if this is a secure system or a stupid system. I mean, don't you have those key cards? Couldn't you also include some kind of hierarchy in those key cards? I mean, I'm a system administrator and I know how to set it up that different profiles have different access to different areas of the system according to rank.
Yeah, but what if he wants to send someone back to the office to grab something for him?
Maybe not every detective should be capable of doing it.
Just Gumshoe. Because he's special.
He is special, alright. But if I let a civilian in there, I'd be charged with breach of trust.
Breach of trust?
Simply put, I'd be canned. Oh. Sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you.
How about this ID card? It was Detective Goodman's.
Same as with the knife. Why are people just letting him run around
You
with...
found it on the floor.
I did, and then I waved it around in the middle of a courtroom, so everybody knows that I'm currently in possession of this card, which isn't mine.
Ignoring everyone who's tried to take it from you and not bother to include them in the text.
And which is literally a key to the chief policeman's office,
It's
to
fine.
the fucking
What's
evidence
the worst
room.
that you could do with it?
Break into the evidence room. Break into the...
But then you'd be fired because you're supposed to be a reliable attorney, right?
No. Gumshoe would be fired. I'm not. I'm just the nosy kid with the annoying sidekick. Well, that won't work either. The data was deleted. Oh, thank you. Okay, I take it back.
Oh.
So, in other words, Gumshoe is our only chance of getting into the... And literally every other detective in this entire building.
Yeah, but then I'd have to, create more characters for you to meet. I wonder if there's something we could show him that would make him change his mind.
I believe the important part was show him. Okay, what is the one new thing we have?
It was the part changed that was red.
Okay, is it the picture or is it the vase? Maybe we start with the picture.
Assuming we have it at all yet.
Let me share a little advice with you as a detective. If you don't have a clue, keep it trap shut. I'll keep that in mind. Jeez. Okay, apparently not that one. Let's try this one. Oh, wrong button. Also, we are carrying an entire vase with us.
Obviously. That you glued back together.
But that jar, I think I've seen it before somewhere. Somewhere? Or maybe it's one of those memories people have from previous lives.
Sure.
This must be the most uninformative detective I've ever met. Something about it makes me feel uneasy. It's like I'm in the chief's office and he's yelling at me. Chief Gant? Where could I have seen that before? Oh. Oh no, that's the same advice again. Yeah, nobody boop bop bop. So I showed it and did this.
That was
spark
just
a new...
about stuff.
Nope. But what else could we show him? Files of Joe Dark Souls 2 years ago, video of the camera, found body print, boo. Tagged evidence from the SL9 incident, extremely thin rubber glove. How was this related to the SL9? We have not found out that yet, have we?
We haven't found that out yet, but it was hanging out of that locker.
Yeah, but why is this a piece of evidence in the first place? Let's show it to Gumshoe, maybe he has an idea. Let me share a little bit of advice. Babbity boobity boo. No, out of here. Don't want to inspect it close up. Oh, lost time report, huh?
Very impressive, Detective. You knew what it was right off the bat.
Well, I'm a monster of misplacement, you know.
Master, that is such a cool ring to it.
Hey, man. The way I see it, if things are meant to be lost, then they are meant to be lost.
That's such a zen way of looking at it.
There's a high power at work here.
Wow, a higher power.
Maybe I shouldn't let Emma hold any evidence. Okay, I actually meant to use this one, but I mixed up the two images because they're very similar, and I didn't read the actual description.
Whoops.
That's an ID card record, isn't it? Yes, there's only one number left to investigate, from 420. The victim, Detective Goodman, must have entered the evidence room along with someone else. Someone with an executive officer number. 77777777. That's 1 7 too many, Detective. An executive officer. I just might have a hunch. Ooh.
The guy in the static artwork behind you.
Exactly. Okay, we got a hunch, but we still. Yeah, I already showed him that. What else can I show him? I don't know what else. Oh, maybe that one. Hey, that's it. That's the King of Prosecutors award for that Mr. Edgeworth got the other day. Were you at the award ceremony, Detective Ganchu? Of course, pal. I got an award for diligence myself. Ah, congratulations.
I was wondering, why is the award a shield? And why is it broken?
Yeah, there's the reason. I'll tell you what it is later. Apparently he has forgotten.
As he does.
This ID card belongs to the victim, Detective Bruce Goodman. You can do just about anything these days with cards and a secret number. Scary. It's only scary because you keep dropping your card, Detective Ganchu. I forgot my secret number a lot too. I'm scared of myself. But I'm me after all, and what would be wrong with that? I think I'll stay out of this conversation. I'm running out of shit to show him. Stabbed in the back, died in puncture wound? No. Maybe this one after
I
all?
remember he was antagonistic to us when we first met him at the beginning.
He was,
of the game.
yeah.
Sort of perpetuating that thing from the Brooklyn Nine-Nine logic.
Yep. I've been studying up a little fight. There's nothing wrong with Mr. Edgeworth's presentation to seek people are accusing him of injustice. I, for one, ain't buying it, pal.
You're looking into the case for Mr. Edgeworth?
Yeah. Oh, a pretty big deal what was going on, you know. After all, a serial killer was on the loose. But Lana was pretty clear in her confession. She forged evidence in order to prove Joe Darkey guilty. Yeah, which forged evidence are we talking about at this point?
He was saying there was something wrong about
the report,
and the weapon that they claimed made it.
This one I just got from him. Oh yeah. So, do you already have the guide up? Because at this point I have almost gone swollen over.
I'm pretty sure you don't have what you need to show him yet.
Oh, that, yeah.
If I'm remembering it correctly.
So where else can I walk then? I cannot noteworthily talk to him anymore. I can go back to the detention center, I guess. Did I see? I also saw the prosecutor's office again earlier. Yeah, it's the first time here, so it makes sense that we get the time ticker again. No one's here today. Not even Miss Starr.
Everyone's probably busy looking into what exactly went down in the evidence room. That must be where the detectives are.
But we proved in court today that on the day of the crime, no one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15.
Yeah, I thought we were finally making some headway in our case.
But instead, it looks like we just ended up making Lana look even more guilty.
Whoops. Goodbye. To leave.
Bye, Leap.
Be back soon. Hang in there, Lana.
I've got to find all the answers by tomorrow.
In this system, that's their last chance.
Exactly. Well, I guess we can now go up to the High Prosecutor office.
Edgeworth!
I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet.
There he is. It looks like he's writing something.
But wait, did you manage to catch up on the guide?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got us to
And-
this scene.
And we are missing a piece of evidence?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you doing here? He sure was quite quick to throw the paper on the floor. So, tough day in court, huh? I've had to live the past 2 years with rumors flying around. That's another allegation to... What's another allegation to me?
Cheer up, Edgeworth. I'm rooting for you, Mr. Edgeworth.
That's Edgeworth. That's Edgeworth for you. Always trying to hide his real feelings. Yeah. So, what do you want? Unlike some people I don't have all day. Keep talking. Forged evidence. There is no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what it all breaks down to, and nothing I do can erase that fact. But you didn't know, did you? I mean, that the evidence was falsified. The police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error, my responsibility as a prosecutor in charge. That fact remains the same, no matter what excuse I might have.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Oh, thank you, Enigma. What the hell is up with those bots recently?
You're becoming noticed or something.
Apparently, I mean, can I interpret it as a good sign? But it's always the same kind of bot with the same message, so it's basically just one persistent bot and not me actually having my big breakthrough and being targeted by multiple bots. Mr. Edgeworth, I take pride in my work, so tell me why. Tell me why has it all come to this? Tell me why even Edgeworth can't keep his kind of emotion bottled up.
Tell me why.
Tomorrow's trial. Are you up for the trial tomorrow? First last year's trial,
okay,
and now it's
that's
my one.
That's enough of that.
It seems all you do is worry about me. To be honest, you're
We love you.
exactly. You're getting on my nerves.
We love you. But Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just walk out on the trial.
Tomorrow is the last day. It's too late to change prosecutor. I'll bet that's what my superiors are banking on. Don't you dare make this a musical.
Gaming in Ties, the musical episode.
I mean,
What is this, a Josh Sweden production?
if it wasn't for copyright, I might go for it. And the fact that I know far too few songs. It's a brand new day. Da, 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 da.
We could commission Unirob to make a whole soundtrack for you that we sing.
True. But then again, I'm not really sure if I could. If I would also want to sing, I'm not really sure if I could sing Unirob style myself. So.
True.
I'll bet that's what my superiors are banking on. I never thought that case would come back to haunt me like this. What do you mean? The list of evidence, it seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. It's only half as long as most lists? That is odd. After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor for that case. I may not have been part of the investigation, but I knew that what I had to do, use the evidence I was given to prove the suspect guilty. That was really the only thing on my mind at the time.
Same. We just saw a picture taken around that time.
That picture. Something seemed strange about it. Could you tell us again about what happened that day? Also, probably once again a hint what kind of object I should present to him. The day Detective Goodman was murdered. You were participating in a ceremony over at the station, right? I have never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one.
Because you were awarded this?
Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony. It's actually not completely true. I mean, there are pre-recorded thank you messages, and there's also Tony Stark. But yeah, I finished up at the office in the morning, then drove over to the police department. You finished up at the office? Yes, odds and ends, clerical stuff. I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. That is, until I was asked to take something back.
Take something back?
Yep, the screwdriver, there it is. This.
Oh yeah, Chief Gant asked you to hold on to that, didn't he?
Yes, it was a piece of evidence in a case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office. That's the story we heard yesterday. So, you came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to? That's right. Grumble, 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 grumble.
What would the chief want with that screwdriver?
I wonder... This picture was hanging on the wall of the... When did he snap it? Did he steal the entire picture? Is he astral projecting his own memories for Edward to see?
Yep.
Did he
Their
take
bond is just that
Did
tight.
he take a picture with his non-yet existing smartphone?
Yep. I mean, they might have had Blackberries by then. I don't know if they had cameras yet, but Blackberries, I'm pretty sure, were a thing.
Prosecutor Neil Marshall, he had just started making a name for himself. Looks like this was taken when he received the King of Prosecutors trophy.
Speaking of that, there's something that bothers me.
Yes.
The trophy Mr. Marshall is holding. It's a little different than yours.
Yes, you are right. I remember now. Remember what? That was what the official prosecutor's trophy looked like until 2 years ago. There's a story behind its design.
A story?
Sounds interesting. What, would you mind telling it to us?
Please, give us an exposition.
It's simply, really, contradiction. That's what the award's based on. I guess now I have to go back and keep talking? Yes. King of Prosecutors Trophy. This award originates from the ancient Chinese tale. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with 2 characters. The first means halberd, the second means shield. Have you heard this story? Me? Sure, everyone knows. Why don't you tell it so, for Emmer's sake?
Yeah.
Phoenix, at this point, everybody knows you're an uneducated dumbass. Why do you still try to pretend otherwise? Very well. Ooh, investigation music. Oh yeah, now I'm digging it. Long ago in the kingdom of Zhou, there was an arms merchant. One day he presented the king with 2 items. The first one, a halberd, he claimed could slice through any shield or armor. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon. I already see where this one is going. Wait a minute. Those claims contradict each other. Oh my god, this would be such a stunning twist if Edgeworth wouldn't have used the word contradiction twice already. Very perceptive, but then again, you have heard this story before, right? Anyways, as you mentioned, the very description of these items discredit them both. When the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless.
The gas.
And thus the Chinese word for contradiction was born.
The gas.
Sword shield. Or in this case, halberd shield.
Oh, I see. So the chipped shield and broken knife symbolize...
Haha! Your statements were a halberd shield. Wait, what? Precisely so, they symbolize the merchant's items. The ancient tale ends with the merchant at a loss for words, but it's in our nature to pursue matters to their conclusion, even if it results in something as ugly as this.
Wow. Thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. I learned something new today.
That's funny. If that's so, then why were you only given a shield? You will have to ask Sheaf Gant!
Once again, all roads point again.
2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the award abolished. Chief Gant. King of Persecutors trophy updated at the court records. 2 years ago, the halberd was removed at Gant's behest, given in its current form. I wonder why. Da 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 da. I did it Edgeworth way. So where do I go from here? Present it to him again? I don't really have run any stunning conclusions. Halberd was moved by Gant's behest.
Have you investigated his office yet?
Nope. You know.
mentioned him slipping something out of view.
I wouldn't know. It wouldn't hurt if you put this up somewhere in. You know, it wouldn't hurt if you put this up somewhere, like on a shelf. That has no mentioning. No meaning for me anymore. What do you mean anymore? That's who I was last year. What good is it to dwell on the past?
Last year, before you came back into my life,
Exactly.
Phoenix.
Last year you gave me a trophy. The very next day you took it away.
I still can't listen to this.
Oh yeah, right. Retail background. He's asking me.
Why can't he just accept it gracefully? Graciously, whichever one. Actually, something's been troubling me about this shield. Look, do you notice anything different?
Different?
Yeah, don't you remember the other shield in the court record?
I guess it. Present this shield.
That was your hint.
Yeah, wait. But I just did this is literally what caused the dialogue. I present.
That was only in case you hadn't figured it out, I guess.
But I literally just presented it, and it ended with, "Hey, maybe present it."
Well, obviously they didn't plan for that contingency.
So, okay, you want me to look around in the room. Let's do it. Oh boy, what do we have here? Something changed in the drawn background. I wonder what he was writing before.
Come on, Mr. Wright, let's take a look while he's standing here.
I was about to say he's still in the room. Also, no, Enigma, she is a culprit. If she has to inflict bodily harm to me for singing, she has to do it to herself too. Do you want Denim to hurt herself?
How do you think I'd hurt myself?
I don't know, apparently this is Enigma's kink.
Why do you gotta make everything weird?
I'm me.
That's true.
Are you crazy? Edgeworth is sitting right there, yes.
Just distract him, I'll check it out.
Hey, Edgeworth!
Just grab him and kiss him, it'll be fine.
Is that Detective Gunshoe out the window there? Oh no, he's falling to the ground. Hold on, first let me see what this girl's doing crawling under my feet. He didn't even look.
What? Letter of...
If you're having trouble reading, I'll read it for you. It says letter of resignation. Resignation? Edgeworth, you don't mean... I am tired, right? I feel as if something inside me has died.
But Mr. Edgeworth, none of it is your fault.
I know the path I've walked. You don't need to tell me. And the path I've walked hasn't been a just one. I can't forgive myself for what I've done, and no one else should forgive me either. Uh-oh, I think he's serious.
Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something.
This letter of resignation. I wonder if I can use it for anything.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Biggity baggity boo. Letter of resignation put into pocket.
Who do you think would be upset if they saw that?
I don't know. Let's quickly go
Someone
to...
who really cares about Edgeworth?
Yep. Bye, Edgy. Or is there anything left to say to him? Wait.
Guess who's back?
Back
again.
Oh!
Baby's back. Tell
Yeah,
a
she's
friend.
back. Yeah, she's back. Yeah, she's back. Yeah, she's back. It's Liebestern in the chat right here on Twitch. And I get a copyright strike.
Cool, let's keep going.
Underground parking lot. Oh. We have a timestamp. We run into somebody. Who is it? It is...
Excuse
me. Ah, okay, it was for you.
Would either of you care for a £1/4 of roast beef?
Miss Star. I guess she's out of lunches.
You certainly are the curious sort, aren't you? Kind of like the first person who sucked a cow's nipple to discover milk. That's one way to put it.
I mean, she kind of has a point.
Still, I never thought you'd go digging up that case from 2 years ago.
Everyone in this trial was involved in the SL9 incident. Not only that, but the murder occurred on the very day the evidence from the case was due for transfer. This can't all be attributed to mere coincidence.
Aren't you forgetting something? You know, that little scene I happened to witness?
The instant Lana stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife.
No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Roast beef is meant to be savored when eaten.
Miss Star hatred toward Lana. It all dates back to 2 years ago. I guess we can talk to her for a little bit. Darké investigation.
Joe Dark. That's a name I'll not soon forget.
Me and my cosplaying buddies were hanging out in a room pointing dramatically on maps.
No, that's just playing D&D.
Oh.
We trailed him for half a year. Oh, the pressure. Still, I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Yeah!
He ran over a person in a car, murdered 3 people and turned himself in instantly. Where does this trailing for half a year happen?
That doesn't quite add up.
In a parallel universe?
Maybe Gumshoe is misremembering some facts.
Sure.
Because it is Gumshoe and he was having some memory problems.
So he did not turn himself in after instantly?
Maybe
So
not.
he just was running around with his alleged guilt for half a year before turning himself in?
Could be.
It's probably a translation error. It probably made complete sense in Japanese.
I didn't check it. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Poor old Jake Marshall, though, must have been going through hell.
You mean because of his brother's death?
They were close, those two.
So wait, the half year happened after the murder? Wait, no, but in the picture we just show Neil what...
After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate.
Her?
Lana Sky. My sister? The best of the best were put on that SL9 case. Of course, they were led by that legendary duo. Lana and Chief Gant.
Oh no, it's actually Emma.
Oh, Lana and Chief Gant.
So now it started to become a little bit clear, but now they are fucking it up again. So, okay, the SL9 case was apparently not just the murder of Neil, because they were all involved with it up to the point of the murder, which provided the final evidence they needed to actually convict Darké. And apparently before that they were running in circles for half a year after the guy instantly had turned himself in.
I'm googling the dude's profile on
Okay.
the fandom wiki to straighten stuff out.
Good.
That legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up our investigation. That's why we were so shocked over how it turned out.
You mean with the forging of the evidence?
Don't get me wrong, Joe Dark got what he deserved. Still, it was obvious the evidence produced in court was being manipulated. Items our team never found would suddenly appear, while other items were kept secret. But you don't have proof anything illegal was done. I'm proof enough of what happened. After that case, all of us save Goodman were relieved of our duties. Most without even so much as an explanation. Then Lana Skye transferred to the prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor. Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor. Nothing's quite as simple as it appears. Huh? Lana Skye was merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter.
Oh, the detective eye is open. She was being used? The legendary duo.
Damon Gant and Lana Skye. Gant led the investigation with Lana second in command. They were the best. They solved all kinds of cases together, didn't they?
It's as if someone with executive clearance could whimsically move crucial evidence. No problem.
Why are you giving it Enigma your Meekin's voice?
Oh, my Meekin voice would be even worse. That's my Meekin's voice.
Alright, fair enough. I already said the line.
Oh.
Damon Gant's magnetism in particular was almost unreal.
Whoa, he got vaccinated? His magnetism?
By that I mean his ability to attract evidence.
Uh-huh.
Evidence sticks to him.
Hmm.
He'd produced the most incredible evidence in the cases he handled.
Incredible evidence, you mean?
Oh yes, there were rumors about him even back then. No one dared confront him though.
I take it she's talking about forged evidence.
Back then, everyone looked up to Lana. All the detectives wanted to be like her. Really? Oh yes, myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated everything crooked and always watched out for the other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake. Mr. Marshall. When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as if she had lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would have ever recovered from his shock. That's what makes it all the more infuriating. Miss Starr. That's why. I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that?
Being used. Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, didn't she?
Yes, thanks to Chief Gant's powerful influence. Chief... That's right. Having solved the SL9 case, his position as chief was secured. There was only one thing left for him to control, and then no one could stand in his way. The prosecutor's office.
What? You mean that's why Lana was transferred?
If he could control the chief prosecutor, he could control the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal all along. But how could he control Lana? I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since that case ended, she's never been the same. It's only logical to conclude there must have been a reason for her change.
At last. I'm finally getting close to the bottom of this ugly mess. Thank you, Miss Starr.
You listen to me, rookie. It takes more than just ingredients to create fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've been.
Cool. Do I show her something or do I just move on? I guess I can show her some stuff while you keep trying to look up the...
Backstory?
Yeah. No, don't look at it. Present it to her. Present her. I don't have anything else to tell you. I'm a star. The only thing I give you is now
A poppy seed rice set.
Talk about cheap.
Eat this and maybe you'll be able to tell black from white in court tomorrow.
Anything else to tell you? Bobbity boobity ba. Same story we just had heard. Hey, does he have anything to say about the letter of resignation? Nope. Stab wound, maybe? Nope. Well, she can identify his ID card. Nope.
From what I'm reading, it looks like the killings happened and he did not turn himself in right away.
Ah, but
They
for
were
half a
investigating
year.
the killings. They speculated that he just went on the killing spree to cover up witnesses, and then he turned himself in.
I see. Okay, but yeah, I guess now I move on to Gumshoe to show him the thing. She says, how do I get there now? I guess entrance. Yep, time again. Oh, you are back. You're still here? I gotta make 150 copies of these files. Brewing coffee, copying files. I'm turning into a regular DJ. I'm not sure.
You're a regular DJ. You're a DJ as well?
I'm not. If I'm not mistaken, I think that he means desk jockey.
Oh, that DJ.
I gotta admire your persistence, but my answer's still no. I'm not letting you into Chief's office, period. It'd be my nag on the line. The office is the last crime scene of the SL9 incident. I have to take a look into there. Gotta be something we can do.
There's gotta be something we can do to make the detective change his mind.
Presente. Presente. What's this crumpled up piece of paper? No way. Mr. Edgeworth can't be serious. Is he ever not serious? I can't believe they have pushed him this far.
Mr. Edgeworth really feels responsible.
When I first met him, I thought he was as cold as ice too. But I know different now. He trusts us detectives to provide him with sound evidence. But we betrayed him.
Detective.
No, that's it. I've made up my mind.
But
Here, take my ID card. We can't do that if someone found out.
they wouldn't let you off the hook with another lost item report.
Look at me. I'm not no secret. It's no secret. I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated. What? So at last, let me do this for Mr. Edgeworth's sake. Alright, detective. Thank you for doing exactly the thing I tried to manipulate you into doing. Gumshoe's ID tucked swiftly into pocket. Da-da-da-da-da. Check it. Oh yeah, look at this. Oh yeah. This sharp photo, this sharp police department, this otherwise completely blurry outlines.
They use only the best printing at that office.
Zoom in. Zip.
So much more legible now.
Definitely.
Detective Gumshoe isn't very photogenic, is he?
Whatever you do, just don't say that to his face.
Come on, no one looks good in ID photos. Look, his eyes are half shut.
Yeah, and his mouth is half open.
Hey, each of his shirt buttons is off a notch.
And he's got the narrow end of his tie in front. I think this goes beyond being a photogenic issue. Anything else on this card? Let's do the twisty twist.
Anyone else remember the ridiculously photogenic guy meme? I remember that one. I found out who he was. It was great. Do you remember that meme?
Not sure. Yeah.
There was photos of some race or something that went around, and one of the candid photos happened to catch this guy looking at the camera who just looked incredibly photogenic in the photo. It was, it was totally candid.
Who am I?
And everyone was like, look at this guy, look at how beautiful he is.
I probably would recognize the
And
moment
then
I
started
see it.
photoshopping it and everything.
Ah,
Like people do.
yeah.
Here goes, Mr. Wright.
Click.
Beep.
Oh, Gumshoe, with that, you're fired.
Not just yet, you've got a little time before it happens.
It's true.
We're in. If anyone finds us now,
Detective Gumshoe's a goner. Oh! If that happened, I'm counting on you to bail me out. Ah! Did she murder him?
Sorry, I thought you were a ghost.
I didn't even know you could slap a ghost. Ah! Detective Gumshoe! What are you doing sneaking up on us like that? I wasn't thinking. I was just worried something might go wrong. So I came too. If you're here, then what's the point in giving us your ID? Here's a fair point. Gumshoe's ID card crushed and rendered unusable in pocket.
Well,
Wait, what?
you just destroyed his ID card, apparently.
Hey, don't do that to my card. Okay. So that I mean, we could have
Maybe that's just their way of saying
returned
they've
it.
removed it
Yeah.
from evidence. But yeah, it was a bit of a...
Isn't there front? I hardly ever get a chance to come in here, so I figured I'd have a look around myself. Besides, we're all in this together now.
It's fair.
Mm-hmm.
You really do want to get fired, don't you?
Not if we are lucky. Now, come on, let's see what we can find out. I've got a bad feeling about this.
Phoenix usually gets lucky, but...
Oh, we can talk to him. The chief's office. The desk on the other side of the room. Was that your sister's? Wait, I talked to him. Why is she answering?
Yes, that's where I was waiting for Lana. On that day 2 years ago.
Is anyone using it now? No, sir. It's entirely Chief Gaunt's office now. He practices a strict policy of preservation of the crime scene. Preserving, yeah. That's a strange reason to leave it there. He leaves it as a warning to everyone else. He wants us all to be alert. He told us so himself at our New Year's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time. Let's see.
I'm surprised he'd be willing to get so intoxicated around them.
Also true.
So ever since Lana left, no one ever touches that desk?
No one except Chief Gaunt, and and the cleaning lady who is in here each morning. Still, 2 years have passed since that incident. There can't possibly be any clues remaining.
Yep, we decided to come in here.
Yep. Can I ask you something? Sure. You only came here to look around, right? Because it's one of the SL9 crime scenes. I mean, that's your only reason to coming here, isn't it? Why do you ask? You don't think? Nah. You would be. No. No, there's no way. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Okay, now then, let's look around a bit more. Hey, hold on. Not so fast, buddy. Oh, he even said buddy, not pal. Huh? What is it? When someone tells you don't worry about it, it's supposed to start bothering you, pal. Ah, there we go. You don't just let it go that. Sorry.
You use it too constantly, though. That's called passive aggression.
Yep.
You should not put up with that shit.
This guy's starting to get on my nerves. Okay, so what's bothering you? You two don't think Chief Gaunt might be a suspect, do you?
What? He's right, Mr. Wright. What do we think of him?
Chief Gaunt. So it's finally come to this, that the game acknowledges what it has been hinting at the entire time. What do I think of him? Perhaps it's best to don't divulge my feelings yet.
What do we think of Denim?
There you go, ignoring me again. Aww, come here, little buddy.
Yeah.
Damning. Okay, let's start with all the easy stuff on this side. This is a real deal, isn't it? The armor and those weapons. Sure is, pal. The detective doesn't care for imitations. First the pipe organ, now this armor. Do you know how many taxpayer dollars must have gone into this room?
What? You mean we're paying for this? Well, not you. You're not old enough yet. That's it. I'm not paying cent of my taxes.
You don't have to pay any taxes to pay. Sure. Be careful of what you say. Who knows, the chief may be hiding in this armor as we speak.
The taxes she's paying is sales taxes.
Yeah. I don't think he'd fit in there.
Even if he did, he'd never be able to get back out.
Cut it out. You guys don't know how scary that guy can be. The window? Oh, the window too.
You can see pretty far from 15 stories up. If you were to drop that suit of armor...
I didn't click it.
Yeah, we're getting close to the time. We'll see.
But yeah, at first the chief wanted to use stained glass for the windows.
Really? Why didn't he?
They said they changed his mind because it wouldn't be able to see this through the view.
Oh.
Stained glass or not, it's a huge window. Ooh, that's a phone.
Wow, look at the size of Chief Gant's desk.
Speaking of that, when we were here earlier... Oh, you. Yeah, it's the dude, Chief Gant. He put a paper he was reading in his desk. I wonder what he was reading. This looks like a list of evidence. A list of evidence? In most cases, the list runs twice as long as this, though.
Didn't we hear that earlier?
I know, right?
Hey, look at the case name.
SL9? Huh? SL9 incident? I wonder what this is doing here. Hold on, detective. What did you just say? I said I wonder what... No, about evidence list. Normally, they are twice as long. That's right. I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence. A half-size list of evidence. List of evidence. It has to short. Most lists are twice as long. What would the other half of the list be doing here? Wait. Oh. Wait, the implication was not that there was very little evidence. The implication was that they simply refused to hand in the second page and nobody noticed that there was supposed to be a second page?
They didn't let Edgeworth have it.
And Edwards didn't notice that
It was so weird that it was so short. I guess they don't number the pages.
And apparently the header on the first and the second page is identical and the footer as well. Come on.
I knew it! The chief must be hiding something about that case.
It would appear so. Evidence list added to the court record. Can I look at it? I have to look at it now. Check out. Wait. But it's literally a piece of...
Look at this 3D rendering of a 2D piece of... Oh.
Ah, the infamous drawing of that Emma created. Why is this drawing on the backside of the official evidence list? I wonder what this is. It looks like someone drew some kind of sketch here on the backside of the official evidence list and not a sketch paper, which is for evidence.
I guess no one gave her a proper piece of paper. Yeah. She just used what was in front of her. What is it? Did you find something?
I can't make it out. I'd better keep quiet about...
Can't have this big plot point revealed too soon.
Huh? Oh no, it's nothing.
Why are your eyes moving about like that, Mr. Wright?
I'd better not forget about this picture. I hate you so much, Phoenix. I hate you so much. It's despicable.
Wait till it's more dramatic.
How much I hate you. Just show the girls a little.
No, that might save time.
Wait, Chief asked death. Ah, we found this inside the drawer. A list of evidence from the SL9 incident.
Mr. Edgeworth had the other half of that list.
What would this list be doing here? We had better look a little more into this list. No game. Don't be like this. I just tried this and you were leaving me hanging out dry. Bull fucking shit. Let's crack this safe. This is a safe, isn't it? Safe? Ah, that word is ripe with intrigue. Okay, if you say so.
It looks like a code needs to be entered in this panel to open it.
Wow, what a absolutely new and unusual feature for... Wait, we are... Can I fail the game at this point? Wait, you can always save. Input a number. Ah! Do you know what it is? I have a hunch. I know. I want to try my birth date. It's... I have a better idea. Here goes nothing. Input code. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Code confirmed, access granted. Bingo. You know what? I leave you guys hanging with the suspense what's in the safe. Yep, I'm legitimately doing this.
Alright.
I'm not looking into the safe
Alright.
tonight. That's how I'm going about it. There's nothing you guys can do. Fuck that shit. But yeah.
In other words, Max just said, fuck that shit, I'm out.
Fuck that shit, I'm out. But yeah, everybody, thanks for joining me on Gaming and Ties, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney with Denim Ninja.
Bye.
And goodbye, everybody.